Hello and welcome to today's video, and I'm going to show you what it took to get a garden going. It's about 750 somewhere around there square feet, and there's 15 different raised beds, and I'm going to show you how much work it took to get this whole thing producing and starting. Okay folks, so I know this doesn't look like much, but this is going to be the start of the garden. We're going to expand a garden out here in the front yard, and we are going to use some old locker doors and some posts and put together some boxes out here. It'll look really cool when we're done, hopefully. Okay, so now we have the first two beds pretty much roughed in. You kind of get an idea of where we're going with this. We have we're going to put sweet potatoes in this bed, and then we're going to have another bed back there. And then we're in the process of building this bed. All the way back here is good ground, but we still need to work on that. But we wanted to get these first two beds in. So it all looks pretty good. This is the first phase of it. It's coming along really nicely. With our raised bed garden that we basically made out of just the materials that we had around, I filled up the bed with a couple of scoop loads from the tractor of some ground I was clearing, and we covered all the beds with some chicken litter. Now obviously the problem that we're having with this is we're going to have better stakes and a better way to keep all the materials together, to keep the wood together. So we really like these the best. So even though we were just using what we have, we are going to need some better stakes at some point. But this is just the start of the rest of the garden. This is the end of day one. Okay, so this is why we didn't bother planting anything yet. There goes guilty chickens, but hey, they kind of moved that around for us. Thanks there, chickens. Oh, escaping through the gate. Well, all right, everybody. Welcome to the garden. We're now on day 3, and we've gotten a lot more done. We've actually got this bed planted. So we've got eggplant down the center and some peppers on the sides. And this open bed down here is eventually going to be for the sweet potatoes. And then this little bed over here, I've got poblano peppers growing down here, and over here I have bush beans, and on that side I have radishes. This is another little form that we're working on. Yona's helping us. And back here we have the towers. So I'm doing something kind of weird with the vertical gardens here. We're going to make it so we're going to add a little bit more soil. But in the center is going to be some corn, and on the outside is going to be beans, and it ought to turn out really cool. I'm kind of excited. So the goal was to use an unused portion of the yard and basically turn it into a garden. But it has to be chicken proof, and it has to be able to everything grow in somewhat shade conditions. Well, okay, we are doing pretty good on the garden. We managed to get the fence up the whole way around. So now it's fenced off and the chickens can't get in here. And we started the little herb pots all the way around our first bed over here, which is peppers and eggplant. That bed right there is going to be the sweet potato bed. Back there we've got some more peppers and radishes and beans. Over here we have some more eggplant. Back there we have some more peppers and beans. And way back in the back, we've got some butternut squash. So it's coming along. The paper's down there to keep the moisture in, and we're eventually going to mulch it. But it's coming along really, really well. All right, so here is our garden update. We've got the fence up and it's looking pretty good. So you can come on through the gate, and now we've basically got a little mini herb garden in all of these containers the whole way around. Go check it out. An actual blueberry, awesome. And this is going to be the sweet potato bed, but I've put some okra and some other things in the corner. And over here we have the eggplants and some peppers. Back over here we have beans, and we have poblanos, and we have radishes. And then we have more beans, and we have another back bed that we're starting. We have a cucumber bed over here, and these are going to be cucumbers, and these are bell peppers, all these sweet peppers. Over here we have some eggplants, and we're going to run up a trellis with a lot of little cucumbers. It'll be cute. Now, we haven't cleared out this section like totally yet. You see that's still kind of wild, but we do have one little bed ready to go over here. Little griffin protecting it. And we planted some peppers in there, and that's going to be a tomato bed eventually. All right, y'all, it's mulch time. So we have this glorious landscaping paper that we're putting down, and it's permeable, and we just put it down that row, and now we're going to fill it full of mulch. It was an easy installation. We just have all the pots. It's going to hold it all down. Now we get to fill it all full of mulch. Okay, so we're using the load handler to basically unload for us. It's working pretty well. You have to think about the sides, but you just crank it, and there it goes right into the wheelbarrow, and then we can move the wheelbarrow over here through the door into the garden pretty easily. It's actually not that bad of a process compared to most of the other stuff that we've been doing. All right, so the first load of cedar is down, and the pots are holding this fabric down. Well, actually it's just paper down really well, and I'm hoping that this is going to really help out. And we were able to cut these pieces right here, and that's what you're looking at, is just 2 cut in half pieces to fill in, and then we've got to fill in the gaps with a little more paper, and we've got to unload another bit of stuff. All right, so we're running out of daylight, but this is what we've managed to accomplish so far. We've got the weed barrier down. We've got it covered in cedar mulch. It was really easy to handle and put down, and we put paper bags down on the other places that we needed to fill in where we didn't have the liner. But very pleased. However, we're running out of daylight, and so we're just going to dump a bunch of the mulch here and fill in the other places when we get a chance, when there's more daylight. All right, so the garden is coming along great. We've got mulch down on most of the plants, and the last little bit is over here. This is our final garden. We've got this finally planted and mulched in. We've got this side planted and mulched in. We just have a little bit of the back. But right now we have the landscaping paper down, which is just some paper bags and some stuff we got. But that's all going to be filled in with mulch, and it'll all be beautiful. Is at about 2 months, and as you can see, it's really doing well. We've got containers of herbs all the way around. Actually, in here there are 15 different raised bed gardens with different plantings in each one. We're doing really well with everything. Everything's growing really nicely, even though this area is shaded. Here you go. This is the side part, or the panhandle part of our garden here, and everything is growing really well. They've got a little bit of droopy going on there because it didn't get enough water, but overall I'm very pleased, and we're actually going to start harvesting pretty soon. Thank you so much for joining me on my video to show you how my garden was growing. And if you enjoyed it, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel.